One of the stocks in the news lately is Johnson & Johnson. They did just report their third quarter earnings for 2023, and they came in pretty decent. So Johnson & Johnson is a big, huge company. It's one that we're probably all familiar with. What comes to mind when you hear Johnson & Johnson? For me, it's their baby products, the baby lotion, baby powder, all of those things. Well, Seth, can you tell us a little bit about the history of that company?
Yeah, I'd be glad to, Shanna. So it was founded in 1886 as a solution, actually, to the horrors experienced with contaminated medical procedures during the American Civil War. So the founders of the company had family members who had fought in the Civil War, and they had heard, if you've read your history, many of the deaths in the Civil War were not on the battlefield, but they were actually as a result of disease, and much of that came because of contamination in medical procedures. So the company was founded to be an innovator of modern medicine, selling pharmaceuticals, surgical supplies. It grew to be a pharmaceutical empire in the 20th century, and by 1944, it goes public on Wall Street. So it specializes in consumer help, medical tech, and pharmaceuticals. Now, it's also been at the center of scrutiny. As you know, Shanna, there have been many controversies and recalls, and of course, the most recent one, I don't think I need to remind everybody of this, but J&J had a COVID-19 vaccine that got approved, but it has been at best minimally effective against COVID, and at worst, perhaps it's even been harmful. And I know I might have just kicked us off YouTube, but that's the truth. So that's kind of what this company is here, Shanna.
Right. Well, from a financial perspective, it's been an okay company to own. It's very widely owned. Most Wall Street analysts right now consider it a buy or at least a hold. 70% of the company is owned by institutions. So that means the top three owners of the company are, you guessed it, Vanguard, State Street, and BlackRock. In 2022, there were over 7,000 mutual funds and 2,400 ETFs. Many of those mutual funds and ETFs own Johnson & Johnson stock. So if you're trying to run a biblically responsible portfolio, all of those options are off the table for you. So if the big and smart money owns it, shouldn't you too? Well, year to date, the stock is down almost 13%. The last 5 years, the performance of the stock has netted you a gain of 12%, not per year, total 12% since in the last 5 years. The last 10-year average return has been about 6%. So this company is not on our list because it is not biblically responsible. So Johnson & Johnson sells abortion-efficient drugs, pills that terminate pregnancies and end the lives of unborn children. Additionally, the company entered further controversy after the downfall of Roe v. Wade when they announced that it would provide funding for employees in pro-life states to travel across state lines and murder their unborn babies to states that still allow it. Johnson & Johnson is a member of numerous LGBTQ advocacy groups, including the Trevor Project, which in my opinion is one of the most heinous, the National Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce. J&J also supports LGBTQ promotional groups that would elevate LGBTQ rights to the same level and in some cases even superseding those of religious freedom. There's so many other things that we could go on and talk about. But, you know, when it comes down to it and you think about Johnson & Johnson and you think about the baby company, well, why would a company who markets products to those who care for babies actively work to reduce the number of babies born? Abortion
Good point,
pills.
Shanna. Yeah, what's the deal with that?
To try to decrease their marketable audience.
Exactly. Ridiculous.
Abortion pills reduce the number of babies born, and promoting the LGBTQ lifestyle does too. Because guess what? You still have to have a male and a female to have babies. We can't defy the laws that God set into motion and expect long-lasting prosperity.